Alrighty, sorry I got cut off there a little bit, so I'm going to continue where I left off. It's really great to create folders with if you know what subjects that you're working on. So for example, for me, for Spanish, if I wanted to have a greetings folder and I'm struggling to come up with a new activity or an authentic resource, I can go to my folder that I've already created and I can pull some things and to get some ideas for when you're stuck. And you can also find and connect and follow other educators that already have those folders put together, so a little bit less work for you too. And what's great about Pinterest is it's always leading you to the next thing, and somebody that has something in common, they want you to link up. Twitter, if you are not aware, I only started using Twitter. I currently only use Twitter educationally to post and share things that I'm doing in the classroom with my school website. And there's also really great chats that you can find depending on what your subject area is or what you're interested in. Standard-based grading, there's foreign language, world language chats on weekly basis where you can share with educators, find people, and discuss things and share resources. So Twitter is a really great resource to get started, so that's why this great presentation that I saw a couple years ago by a friend and some of her colleagues about how to speak to Twitter at an ICE conference, so I included this as my how-to. If you're unfamiliar with Twitter, it can seem overwhelming because there is a lot of things that are going on. You know, you see it with celebrities and all this other stuff. So how am I going to be using this educationally? Well, it's really great to connect, to have conversations, like I mentioned, the chats, share real time, and news and information you want to see as well, and new people, really. And that's where you could link up and I'm on a wiki with some other foreign language educators from Twitter. So if it seems like it's overwhelming, here's like a nice explanation of how you can do that. So remember the tweets, the Twitter handle, what a follower is, hashtags. But to get started, you will make an account, and then it really depends on what you want to do. So you're creating your account, pick your Twitter name. I had mine as like a kind of a username that I use for my private accounts, and I ended up changing it for educational purposes only. So if that's the purpose that you want to use it, make sure that everything that you have on there is something that you'd be comfortable with a colleague, a student, a parent seeing, and including a bio. If you need to follow some people, because otherwise it'll be pretty lonely, and then you start interacting. So this is a great resource to work through some ideas of things that you want to be able to find out. And here's some chats included here. And then if you haven't seen kind of the silly video here with Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake about hashtags. So it really is a great resource to be involved in. So you can check that out. And my final tech trend and tool is something that I personally haven't used before, but I was really interested in, and I want to try and find a way to use it with something in my classroom, was augmented reality, Aurasma. So it is a augmented reality application where you can take images, pictures, an object, and you use that as kind of like the background that you want to put a picture or a video on top of when you have a student with their device kind of scanning it. So if you think of it, it's kind of like a QR code, and when you go over it, this pops up. So the demo here is really interesting, and then the article has a video down here too. So how do you think you can use this? Well, changing up your multimedia, you can have your students make it, and a scavenger hunt is always a good one, and there's lots of different links in here too, and a video as well. So I think I talked about everything. So again, take a closer look at my lesson plan example for using Google Slides, the how-to if you're not signed up with Twitter, and I went over briefly my resources. So all the little buttons in each category of the type of tech trend are your tech tools and the resources that you can go from there. Thank you.